delayed like I did? No one? None of you? How are you guys? All right. Here we go. So, I also was a good kid when I was growing up. I am the second of 4 children, and it really didn't take me long to figure out that if you do what they tell you to, they like to give you things. So, right? Between the 4 of us, Billy, my brother, was branded the prodigal son, and I the perfect daughter, which really left Ashley and Tony to kind of cause a ruckus and be the wild child. I'm a known overachiever. I don't like to do things that I'm not good at because I don't like to be bad at anything. And I was just a good girl. Capital Guz. For instance, one of the first times that I rebelled wasn't until I was 20. I was 20. And then I called in sick when I wasn't actually sick. So, active rebellion number 1. I was working at Six Flags Elitch Gardens in the water park that summer. And we had all spent the night kind of partying and drinking, which apparently I don't think drinking is an act of rebellion, but we'll go on. So my friends Kylie, Ben, and I all decided that we wanted to spend that next day on a lake, so we all called in sick. We each took turns calling the operator at Six Flags, which is how you called in, and I opted for the, we'll have a flat tire and I can't drive from Greeley because it's 40 miles away. So by the time I called, I was the last to call. The operator said to me, well, sounds to me like the aquatics department had a party last night. And I said, what? Really? Why? So after shakily restating my catastrophe, I convinced him that I wasn't going to make it in after all. We spent the whole day on the lake, and then shortly Kylie decided that she needed to get her belly button pierced. Now don't get ahead of yourselves. Belly button piercing is not active rebellion number 2. I had actually already pierced my belly button back in the day, and it just kept getting infected, so I had to take it out. But it turns out I don't have a belly button that will facilitate a belly button ring. Yeah, which I found out when I tried to get a second one, and that man told me I don't have enough skin above my belly button and it will constantly get infected or fall out. Right? To that guy I said thank you. For being honest, right? So active rebellion number 2. I got my tongue pierced that day, which is totally different than a belly button piercing. Which, when I was typing this out, I wrote a little winky face, so. So I know you're thinking now, why in the world would you get a tongue piercing? And I don't really know why. I just remember always kind of wanting one and being like the perfect daughter and the straight-A student that I'd always been. I just thought that was like the coolest, edgiest act of rebellion that I could do. And I know some of you are thinking, probably Stacy, most of the crowd, is the reason that I got it is for sexual reasons. Because it's said to, like, highlight blowjobs or whatever. And I honestly don't know, because I didn't do that when I had my tongue pierced. I swear to God, good girl. But I will say that one of the most horrifying moments in my life was finding out that my father thought that was the reason that I had gotten my tongue pierced. Which I found out because my grandma said, I just don't understand why anyone would want to do something like that. And my dad goes, I'll tell you later, Ma. His tone of voice alone was enough to let me know that that was exactly what he thought. So I rocked the tongue ring for a little while, only managing to break 1 tooth in the process. At least I think that's how I got that smallish, roundish-shaped part missing. Deductive reasoning leads me to believe that's what happened, though I have no proof, so the tongue ring simply remains a person of interest in the case. I moved to LA shortly after I graduated from college, eager to start my acting career in film and television. And after being here for 1 short month, I landed my first job. 1 month in LA, first job, as a waitress at Kate Mantilini in Beverly Hills. Gotta start somewhere, right? So this is a really great job to land, like, right off the bat. Here I was day in and day out with high-end agents from CAA, ICM, and William Morris having these power lunches. Celebrities came in on a daily basis. When I first moved here, I kept this little notebook of all of the celebrities that I'd seen. But it became so regular that I literally just stopped, like, calling and writing home about it, because I was like, oh, they're happening here all the time. I wish I'd been smart enough to know to befriend people like J.J. Abrams or Toby Emmerich, because they're the ones with all the power, not those celebrities. But when I started the job, thankfully being an actress was not frowned upon. They kind of encouraged it. They didn't really care as long as I maintained a level of professionalism, didn't ask for autographs or hand out my headshot and resume, which always seems like common sense to me, but someone must do it because they always say it. And my first big celebrity that I waited on was Matthew Perry. And this is in 2001, so it's like the heyday of Friends. He's like super famous. And I believe he was in a healthy place of his life, kind of just coming out of a healthy phase or rehab, out of not healthy phase. I can vividly recall how nervous I felt, which now that I've lived here for so long, it seems so silly and ridiculous, but coming from Colorado, having never seen a celebrity before, and let alone someone who's living the life that I moved here to live, was just so intimidating. So I remember walking towards his table with his iced tea on my tray and like my hand visibly shaking. Luckily, he was incredibly sweet and really funny, and we sort of settled into this really like witty repartee. And he ordered a turkey burger patty with some steamed carrots, and I said, "Wow, that sounds good." And he was like, "Really? Does it? Should we like ask a few people and see if that sounds good?" And I was like, "Well, I'll be happy to conduct a poll and get back to you on it." And then he laughed and I laughed and kind of hopped on a white horse and went to the beach. We got married. Just kidding, that didn't happen. You totally would have read about that in Us Weekly. Which I just kind of want to stop for a second and realize, like, kudos how weird celebrity is, because I can guarantee that Maddie has no recollection of our lunch that we shared together or what he ate, yet I can recall with vivid clarity every single detail. So strange. I can't wait to be so famous that people remember what I eat for lunch. I hope I can get my diet under control before then. Anywho, this is where we reached rebellion number 3. By the end of the meal, I had realized that it was just my sister's birthday the other day, and I hadn't gotten her a gift. But Matthew Perry was one of her favorite celebrities. So I chose to risk it, knowing that, we kind of created a bond and there's no way that he was going to report me for my behavior. So I grabbed a really cool, like, old school ordering tablet that had a Kate Mantilini logo on it, and I walked over to the table and I said, "Hey, listen, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I didn't get my sister a birthday present, so would you mind signing an autograph for her?" And he goes, "First of all, why didn't you get your sister a birthday present?" And I was like, well, I just moved here from Colorado and I don't really have any money, so I couldn't really afford anything. And he stopped and he said, "Okay, I will sign this for you on one condition." And I was like, "Sure, I don't know what would it be." "Okay," and he goes, "You take that damn thing out of your mouth within 60 days because you're cute and you're funny and you don't need that." Up in my head, I was like, Matthew Perry thinks I'm cute and funny. But I was just like, yeah, okay, deal, I can do that. So I did actually honor Maddie's request, and the tongue ring did come out shortly after that. But truth be told, I was getting a little bit tired of having something in my mouth all of the time. But stepping out of my comfort zone and into rebellion almost led to kind of a near Hollywood ending. Not really one that I would have imagined when I got it pierced that day that I called in sick. So I mailed my sister her autograph in a quaint little black frame provided by CVS. And I believe she has it somewhere. I do not think she threw it away. But I do think that the person who is probably the real winner in this story is Matthew Perry. Because my parents were so grateful that he got me to take that damn thing out of my mouth. He now has a place to stay in Pueblo, Colorado anytime he wants to. Love you.